Hey there, it's Sarah, aka the Mill Coach. Welcome back for your next Fab Feb challenge. So today, I want you to think about leadership. Not just about leadership of others, but also leading yourself. But I want to think of leadership in terms of the lessons learned working cattle. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think back to your experiences being around cattle, working them, whether it's, branding or vaccinations or just moving them from pen to pen. I mean, just whatever working cattle is for you. Like for me, I know it's a lot of just cow cutting, having fun, finding that one cow that I need to separate from the herd and working with my horse to make that happen. So I want you just to connect with those times that you spend around cattle and say, all right, what is it that I have learned from working cattle? If I think of it in terms of leadership. This is an activity that I did with the young stock growers in Montana a couple of weeks ago, and they had some really amazing ahas. For instance, one of them said, a big aha for me about leadership is that you have to know who has what job. Who's running the ropes, who's running the vaccinations, who's got what, who's on first, right? And that if you've got too many chiefs when you're working cattle, then it can be a complete shit show, right? So you have to know who's the boss. Right? And what are you going to do when tempers flare? Right? What are you going to do when things don't go exactly as they're planned? How do you deal? And so that was really cool. I was like, I love that because, if you don't have a plan, you don't know who's leading, it can really be a difficult day. One of the things that I know in working cattle is that I can anticipate what they're going to do, but that doesn't mean that they're going to do what I think. Right? There's a 50-50 chance that I'm going to be wrong. I think they're going to go left and they could go right. And so instead of spending all this energy anticipating what's going to happen, I have to be really present and sit and wait for that cow to make that first little move. But the minute I see action, I have to act, right? And it can't just be a slow reaction. It has to be now, right? So whatever the lessons are that come up for you as you consider what you can glean about leadership from your experiences working cattle, I want you to take them and write them down. And write down whatever the idea is. And I want you to come up with at least 3 of them. And once you've had some time to get them on your paper, I want you to look at them and say, okay, what does this mean for me right now and the things that I want out of Fab Feb? So for instance, my example of not trying to anticipate everything that's going to happen, that next move that cow's going to make, how does that apply? Well, instead of worrying about, oh gosh, this person could do this or that person could go that way, or, what if this happens? I could just be in the moment, making sure that I'm listening. I've got my peripheral open, that I am just here in the now, right? Connecting. Right? So whatever those lessons are that you think of about your experiences working with cattle, then apply them to your current situation. Because it's not just good enough to come up with the 3 things that you've learned. It's now, okay, so what now what? Right? So what does this mean to me in my current situation? Right? And I want you to have some fun with it, and I want you to email me. Tell me exactly the biggest ahas that come to you as you put leadership in context of working cattle. All right? We'll see you back here for another challenge tomorrow.